as they say. So we are starting this morning's stream. I'm Samus. We are level 17 Bearbarian. Look at us go. Look at us roar. Meow. We also happen to be a shifter, which some people have decided are cats. But they're werewolves and other shifting types. Whatevs. Whatevs. Oh boy. Oh, excuse me. I am beat. I do not sleep particularly well, but when do I? I had to get up and go over and take a look at Remington's new apartment and see if it's already wired up for cable. It's really difficult to tell because it's literally wired up for everything under the sun. I think it had 3 different satellite hookups. There's like phone service was coming off of the post. It looked like internet service was coming off of the post, but it's hard to tell. I'm not a cable technician. I've dealt with it in the past a little bit, but I do not. Ooh, Nina. Nina's pretty good. I kind of was hoping for somebody that had Death Ward, but I guess Nina will do. But I've never been a cable install man before. Whatever, Terrell can cry. Go to the dumpster. And we got a lot of stuff that needs to be like stored or dumpsterized or whatever this go around. We're also down to 100 level 1 spell components. It's probably on track. I think we started with 500, so being at 100 right now is probably totally fine. Let's make sure that there's nobody on. Floor was on for a little bit. Tobrell logged off 3 hours ago. Wow. Guy better be careful. He's gonna end up never sleeping like me. Let's see. I litanied last night. I did a couple of missing quest pieces last night. I think we can head to Sharn. Yeah, I think so. We'll work on Sharn, knock out chain 1. Should put us in really good shape to be ready to TR in a pretty reasonable manner. Trying really hard to get into Sharn Welcome before the thing starts playing like crazy. Again, there is a gear step up here. So we just want to make sure that everything's fine. I should probably also make this Ghost Touch. We may have to wait until after this quest. It is weird having a build that doesn't get Ghost Touch somehow along the way. Is that the weapon we still want to use, actually? It's great for constructs, but we're not really. Switch to our bloom still. I don't know if the bloom is the correct choice, but paralyzing at a reasonable rate is pretty good. It's hard to say no to that. Hard to say no to that.
I'm Lucian Boss, inventor of a modern arcane operation and
A bunch of people are hooking us up with retweets and likes this morning for our Go Live announcement. Thank you for that. I do appreciate it. I need to actually find what is the most efficient Go Live announcement for people. I guess I also got to decide to start spending more time on the forums doing things. One of the things that I've been working on this week, and I'm going to try to get polished up in the next couple of days, is my little rant on this overhaul for the augment system. I'm a big fan in general of the idea of the overhaul. A lot of the specifics seem really strong as well. However, I pointed this out to Tobrell, and I've been trying to figure out a good and convenient way to like sum this up for people. And I feel like the best way to say it is if you make a system that is not necessarily new, but mostly new, or a major overhaul, and you spend a bunch of time and energy, in my opinion, focusing on new things or mechanics that only take place at one level of the game, which most of the time when people are talking about one level or the two levels of the game, talking about post and pre-level 20, because the game takes a wildly different twist at post and pre-level 20. So what I think should happen is if you're going to have these new systems getting added, almost every single time you do that, you should ask the question, does this also cover the 20%, 30%, 40%, whatever that percentage is, of people that don't spend much of their time over level 20, in that level 20 world. Now, am I going to worry about it as much as I will in a month when I'm done with my heroic lives? No. It'll kind of trickle to out of sight, out of mind. I fully admit that. But I try to be an advocate for things even if they don't affect me. So I hope that I'll continue to kind of talk about doing things that are for everybody, making sure that most things, most mechanics are in fact for everyone and not just one area of the game or the other. And why there are aspects of the pass that make sense, right? Like getting everything to align with where it should go, with the Kenneth crafting stats. It's a great change, wonderful change, positive change. It's not the same thing as having some other gear suggestions or having some other capabilities that are being added and working in gear slots. So what I'd like to see, and I fear that if you don't do it from the beginning, it's not going to get done. There's a pretty significant track record of Dungeons and Dragons in particular to have this particular issue where things have to be added from the beginning or they don't get added. Right? There's a pretty particular issue of that where I gotta get this other caster down. I'm tired of getting magic missiles. I don't have the time to fix it. They have a track record of saying they're going to come back to something, and then they either don't, they put it in a new system, or the track, or it just never gets done. I feel like that's a pretty consistent record here in DDO land. So add something to the low level stuff. That apparently I have to also make suggestions on what kind of stuff and how I think it should work. Again, because reasons. So one of the things I would like to see happen, for example, is I would like very much to have the ability to
The beacon belongs to me now.
gather a Ravenloft or Sharn, one of the two-piece sets even would be really nice. And I would like the ability to gather a set, smush them together into an augment, and be able to use one of those augments someplace. Probably, most likely, most often, and in another armor. It can have the same rules that suppresses the other active armor augments, but I think it would add a lot of flexibility back into the game, because the sets at the different levels essentially are pretty much must use. Yeah, they're pretty much are must uses, but there's so many great armors that now get ignored at level because they don't provide a set, they don't do whatever. So I would very much like to see the opportunity to use some of these other armors or whatever and be able to go. So yeah, you have to jump through some hoops, like you can only use one piece of a set, stuff like that. But I don't think it's that big of a deal for some things in like that. You know, I get my 3 pieces of all in the family, part of the family, whatever it's called, and then I smush them down. I get a little augment, and then that can go in a place. You can only use an augment. You have to use an augment can only fill 1 slot, so you can't do like slot in 3 pieces of all of the family set and then get the set bonus from all augment parts. You still have to use like two parts of the other set. I think that's probably still pretty easy to code.
Wide open and its chairs are empty, though the nearby tables are still covered with food and drink. Looks like the customers left in a hurry.
Maybe not.
You find a crossbow.
Sorry, making sure that I get all these picked up here.
You also notice
and then you can open up the possibility of using a whole bunch of really interesting items. Things that look kind of sweet, maybe don't have the exact same trade-offs, but are different and let you kind of mix and match a little bit.
More questions about the murders and answers. As you turn to leave, you hear figures clamoring outside.
But also, a lot of times you want a particular set for like a weird build, and all the pieces don't make a lot of sense. It'd be nice to be able to convert them over, give you a slot. You know, like if I want to wear I'm a necromancer, I'm an undead, right? And I want to have the Beacon of Magic set because I'm primarily a spellcaster, but I also do melee. So I'd like to have a heavier armor than the Beacon of Magic set. Because it's so significantly different between the Beacon of Magic set and something else. Because it's so outside the realm of possibility that somebody might want a different kind of armor for the Beacon of Magic set, or one of the Sharn casting sets. I don't think so. Anyway, so I'm trying to sum up all those thoughts in a small, precise, and
clenches.
useful
You near the crime scene.
message to the devs.
After examining the corpse,
Because I think what's going on is very strong.
His last gambling ticket
I think it
was
is
just out of reach.
it is good.
Falling in just one big, cleaning up on a match
All
in an
like
underground
I think
fighting
this
ring
pass
down
in and of itself is very good.
Fallon must have spent his recent
It should be,
winnings digging
you know,
himself
as part
out
of a
debt.
$130
Meeting your end right after
expansion.
getting
People,
yourself clear.
they are
At
asking
least he
for
died in the black. Despite
for
clear
dollars.
attempts to make this look like a break-in, all of Fallon's valuables are still in their proper places. As you mull this over, you hear voices from the direction of the front door.
We just hit diplomacy a bunch of times here. Can we roll other than can we roll higher? Ooh, 17. Come on. Oh, there's a 20. Alright, intimidate then. Just started. That's sad. So anyway, as we get things done, hopefully we can think about that, maybe record a short message, a couple of minutes, figure out how we want to go from there.
You head back to the Wolf Gate, where Zellick awaits your results.
Again, if you're going to take the time to create a system, I gotta figure out a different place to put this rage. I thought maybe over there would be fine, but maybe that just doesn't make sense. Alright. I also feel like I'm going to have to get extend at some point here. For a couple of spells. Anyway, back to my point. The point is, there's a lot of people who spend a great deal of time under level 20. Whether they're people who almost never go above 20, or they just spend a lot of time below 20, etc. And it would be nice if these systems were built so they could also take advantage of them. And I'm not saying that they has to be taken advantage of to like the maximum degree. You know, if you'd like to have an item or chase things or doing cool things, I support that. But if you're gonna put a whole system in place, I just think that it should be impactful on both sides of the game, both sides of the level 20 play. That's all.
The door to the pawn shop is unlocked, just as with the other crime scenes. Inside, the shopkeeper's body...
Again, I know that I've been talking about it or thinking about it a lot out loud on the camera, or on camera for everybody, but I'm hoping that I can, if I just keep sharing the idea that somebody is going to say the right thing, that triggers it all coming together in a nice condensed package. The more I say it, I'll eventually get it condensed down to a nice package.
The murderer could have emptied the pawn shop, and yet only Ward's life was taken. Armed with your findings,
Heal up.
you wonder, what connects
Heal
all
up.
these gruesome
Make sure that we're
crimes
totally full
to
for
one
this next
heavily armed halfling thug's
bit.
faults? Another alley stretches before you. The more you learn about the victims, the more questions you have. You can only hope that Zulk is
Closer. Gotta keep an eye out for the trapper. Oh, we don't have a trapper on this corner now. That's fun. I mean, I would rather not have a trapper than have to worry about it, but I'm so used to there being a trapper right here. Sometimes even two. Having none is weird. Ah, oh, delicious.
A tiefling stands before you, with a face you remember from your recent adventures. Despite your own shock beating you down, you hope this answer your question about
Oh, Morco. Alright, so we're gonna have to go ahead and shrine here. Not for boosts or damages or anything, but just because I want to make sure that we have enough death wards to get through. There's nothing worse than thinking you're good and then taking a bunch of negative levels. Also, I suppose there's no reason to keep this hireling from going to town.
Zelith shakes her head, the weight of her brother's betrayal settling over her like the dirt that falls in the streets from the job. Another time
There's a bomb. Man, get pissed. Get out. Wow, knocked down. Oh, commanded. Are we not pro-evil? Oh my goodness, I don't think we pro-evil or Night Shield. Make sure both of those things are running now. What? What is the DC on this? Oh, it's malarkey.
more slashes on the palm. This time, you see the pattern. You wonder how you could have missed such an important clue. The slashes were literally the killer's signature. Whoever did this wasn't shy about letting people know.
Should have done that earlier.
He stooped down to search the contents of the
Construct. A lot of champs. Go with that Reaper. To see the constructs explode in our face is another one. Let's get this activated. Tougher than it probably should have been. We're also spending a lot of time in this quest going in and out of our rage. Way more than I would like to see.
you found so far.
Before we rage, we want to make sure that we recast our Night Shield and our that exploding. Let's get this trapper down. I had a healer face off there for a minute. Two healers facing another. Mortal combat. Slap fight.
Talking to the residents has given me insight into life in Causegate.
That should be whatever trap bonus we're gonna get, or breakables bonus.
Voice echoes from behind the store.
What part of make it look like an accident didn't you understand? Leaving your signature behind was beyond stupid. Now Zelith is onto us. It's only a matter of time before she and those adventurers come barging in here.
Alright. So I don't know if their rune arm shots are going to work for... Looks like it will work for a Rising Fury. Alright, that guy's out of here. It's out of this trash. Elemental Bloom would like to go on vacation. Repair shop.
Zelith shakes her head. Sometimes it's a stranger who holds the knife.
Make a quick run down the
Sometimes
street
it's family.
here.
I let blood cloud my judgment, and I'll pay for that every day.
Things
But I'll keep
tidied
going.
up.
I'll move on to the next crime and the next. You can't just stay inside when trouble rains down. Not even if it never stops.
Oh, that's fine. Assume all this stuff's bad. It's probably not fair, but it's easy to assume it's all bad. Alright. We have 2 points. More power tech. More constitution. Alright, and I always like, I know this shouldn't make a difference, but I always like making sure that I drag the new version down and that it's working. I've had situations in the past where that's not the case. I have not done that, and I found the effect not to have changed. So I always like just making sure that it's down. Alright. Switch to the other weapon. Get this guy going.
This adventure, like so many others, begins in a tavern.
Get our hireling
You're
summoned.
supposed to meet a disgruntled Vault employee here. He'll give you an off-the-record nearby warehouse.
Get out of here.
Victor asked you to wait for him outside. Looks like
I'm
getting
fairly
inside
certain
the
that Victor
warehouse won't be a problem.
won't start until after we get down here. I don't know where exactly, but somewhere at this point.
What you do off that is none of my business. Sounds quite nervous. Victor coughs and nods at a flimsy-looking grate. Then he hurries away, disappearing into the night.
Alright.
That must be your way inside.
Again, I probably should have cast or went and got a Ghost Touch Gem for this quarterstaff. I have a feeling this is going to bite us in the butt. The wind doesn't. Some robot glow balls. Delicious. Lassie here just went and got help. And this thing doesn't have Ghost Touch, so we're banging our head against the ethereal wall.
According to this ledger, all of the blueprints have been moved to the office upstairs for shredding.
I don't like leaving monsters that will potentially, I mean, since we have to come back to this room, I don't like leaving monsters behind me that make life more difficult. What can I say?
You hear a scream of pain from up above. A scream cut short.
Very simple in that way.
You hear a gruff voice howl. The roof! The roof!
Alright, what do we got? We've got purple is a red diamond. It's a red diamond all day. Got orange is X.
An otherworldly air of confidence surrounds the handsome being, who appears to be their leader. Let's pick up the pace, shall we? We still have to destroy the lab downstairs. Order, please. Why not just take the stairs? Ask the chief.
In theory, I think we could have probably very nearly almost got out of there, but
Hear a familiar voice somewhere nearby.
I think either way it was going to be a sloppy mess. Alright, well, let's deal with this. Waves of junk. What is knocking us down? You? Let's get this guy. Focus on the demon soul. Next wave of jump. Make sure that as much of this stuff is kind of processing as possible here. Uh-oh. Wow, technical detonations are just kicking our butts today. That's a strength check too, right? I can literally not wait until next week. Hi, bye. Oh my gosh, I thought we were done. Alright. Let's get out of technical detonation range for just a bloody second here. See if we're allowed to move off for a moment. Weed down the chipping damage. Alright. It's gonna get really close. We've got to get another heal off before they attack detonation us. Ooh, get it. Now let's unrage, unbear, raise Nina. Alright, Nina, stay here. I want her to be in attack mode so she'll attempt to heal herself, but... whatever save it is, we're getting a plus 19 on it. None of my saves are plus 19. So it must be like a reflex save with some sort of modifier.
Victor mashes the button on the magical device in frustration.
Yeah, I don't know. Alright, now we need to switch to the other weapon. So many technical detonations. Gotta physically put myself between this guy and the box. Alright, there's one. He did still get an attack on the box. No way we could have stopped both of them. But I was hoping. Oh, there's one that's still saved. Oh boy. Let's get this straight down. Let's focus on this guy. So we can get a position where we get distracted with both. I don't know, anytime I I get this objective, I feel like a little king. By myself. It's such a rarity, I think, to get this optional. The guys just seem completely driven on him. There's automatically one at the end. So we gotta rescue at least one more of the next couple. We can pull it off, right? Never mind, I forgot I already got this one. Nice. So yeah, now I don't have to worry about any of them. So we'll get one at the end. And we'll do our best. Still saves us a little bit of the fight. You're a bad person too, huh? The hireling walk down here. Saved all but two of them. Pretty good.
You hear the ominous hum of a dimensional.
For one person, that feels real good, actually. Just taking such big hits. There we go. How many dots? We have 9 of these dots. Ah, it's this demon soul. Okay. Go again. 13 dots. Wow. Spam the repairs on us. 268. It's a poison, but that doesn't fix it, right? No. Just such a beating. It's a lot of time at 0 seconds. Like, I almost wonder if I should just get killed to be quicker. I guess 10 for 34 doesn't seem as bad when it's not 250 something, does it? Come on. 8 stacks for 26 feels practically lovely. still have dots ticking. Still have the dots. We continue to make sure that it's going the right direction, down, not up. So it's going up. We need to start paying a whole lot more attention to what's going on.
Hissing, chilling chant comes from somewhere below. As this chant continues, more threats coalesce nearer around Victor. An extreme pounding feet with rapid launch. It's yellow. These streets all burn abolish themselves.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do some Maybar stuff probably the next couple of days. Which is fine. We are definitely down. If we can skip doing a heroic, I think we can get some help from like the Braille distributed if we need it, and go do it on well, we probably don't. Go and do it on Epic and pick up some fat experience on ones that we didn't have to do. I don't know exactly what Nina's up to, but she's apparently dealing with something ugly.
Don't do anything rash. I'm coming out. Perhaps we can make a deal.
Victor presses the
Whatever,
button.
let him go.
on the prototype.
I don't want to deal with it.
Magical barrier around the take away.
And we need to break a few more things. Yeah, I'm not breaking that many things though. That's where I draw the line. That's too many. Actually, let's go all the way back to Stormreach. Let's go ahead and... I think I'm going to go ahead and make this Ghost Touch for sure really quickly. It's bound to account, costs us basically nothing. And that'll give us a reasonable thing to beat down in this chain without having to worry about Ghost Touch or anything like that. Just think it makes sense. If you'll bear with me for a moment. Oh yes. Classic Baird shenanigans. Alright. Make one. Make two. Sure. So I need caramels. And apparently cinnamon sticks. When the time comes. Is our augment baggie full? Wow. Nice. I have to do some augment weeding soon too, but I wanted to wait till the augment pass. Alright, so now that's slotted. If this Barovian, if I could find a Barovian quarterstaff that was not bound to character, I would augment it up. The ones you get from the turn-in are... First of all, why is this running? The ones that come from the turn-ins are... Let's go look. It's in the middle in, I think, right? It's over here. Yeah, these are all bound to a character. Ran right past it. Sorry, I'm still mulling over the idea of just ghost touching one of these. I feel like the second I do that is the second that we're gonna pick up one that's not bound to a character, and we can. Just doesn't make any sense to me to spend the resources on something bound to character. But this is the other upside. Now that I say this out loud, bear with me. If the old Augment Unslaughters are coming soon, speaking of which, am I even anywhere near center camera? Hey, that's better. If they're anywhere near set up for being able to get things unslotted for plat, it's not that big of a deal, right? But it's still something that's going to be, who knows, how many more lives that are stuck in my TR cache? Yeah, never mind. Just keep moving past. To the cliff tops. Make a bunch of noise. I saw a person and I thought, oh, I'll talk to them. No paying attention to what's going on at all. I thought I knew that guy from me. I know a couple of different people with the name Hacks in their title, but I don't recognize that one. Alright. Odds are strong when I summon this hireling, she's going to run off that way and get in trouble. What? I'm taking the time to click my jerky, mostly because I like it. AIDS. I love it when bad guys are always like, you'll turn around or you'll know if you know what's best for you. Not a clue. Make mine murder. There we go. Where's our attacks? Where'd our attacks go?
But this is Boromon. something's brewing. And you're
Oh
smack
man.
in the
I appreciate you guys joining me this morning
middle. Lingers.
for the lunchtime stream. Again, remember,
Not be on
Monday through Friday we do a lunch stream.
the front door, allowing you to
Whether it's me or Remy,
the
me and Remy.
Now
lurking
won't you
outside.
La, 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 la.
Assistant's nerves on edge. He wants you to check on
Try to do something for you each and every morning, and then we have our evening streams Monday through Thursday, pretty regular as well. So if you're having a good time or you just want to watch more DDO more regularly, appreciate it if you would hit that follow button or follow button on Twitch, subscribe button on YouTube. Which, I guess, I mentioned it, I'll throw a link up in the chat. I tend to use subscribe and follow interchangeably, depending on, like, because we do interact with both sides of that.
The employees report nothing terribly unusual. You can tell Sensei that
Okay. So, repair it is. And we succeeded. Look at us. We're awesome. We have freed the dinosaurs. That's the sentence that you've never really wanted to hear.
You can't go back to the
Fenwick is relieved to hear that the club is safe and secure. He gives you permission to approach Regina, Club Clawhead's manager.
You cast a charm spell on my heart.
A piercing alarm reverberates.
There's some aggro. I'm really leaning towards this particular build for things in the future. Feels very good. I don't know how much of it's coming from Shifter, to be honest, though. We should probably remember to send out our Patreon email. We'll actually be ready to TR again pretty soon. I'm very tempted to try the DC-based caster and do the shifting version. See how that works. I don't remember what off the top of our head those are other big options. But I kind of want to give that a shot, the DC-based casting. Especially when you have access to... Yeah, okay. The universal tree for wisdom to damage the owl. I always do owl, but the bird tree. Could be really interesting. You can use wisdom to hidden damage while your levels are still low. And then as you get a few levels behind your belt, under your belt, in your belt, probably in your belt, behind your, I don't know, what would you call that? A few levels. There's a saying. Whatever. Put some levels in your pants. One way or the other. And Then you could under your belt. And we could transition into DC spellcasting after a few levels. But it's not like the bird stuff isn't also great as a DC caster. They're like ranged kill you attacks. Anyway, thank you, Geezer Hermit. Appreciate you.
Have a moment to rest.
I don't want to rest. I'm not tired. That's what we call irony.
The magical alarm triggers once again. Dusk's attack on the night.
Kitchen, back room. Back room. What are we going to do? Over here and down there next? That sounds reasonable to me. Okay, everything's attacking, so let's get our rage on. This is another spell that I'm thinking about. Rising Fury. See if you can extend that. I don't think you can. If you could, it would be, I think, pretty sweet, actually. Boy, a bunch of strength damage. They know where to hit us where it hurts, don't they? Oh, speaking of hit us where... Ah, bollocks. Hit us where it hurts. These update at 17? Durr! They do. I never remember that stuff. Never. Alright, somebody please be so kind to help my old man brain remember to do my Reaper enhancements when we get out of this quest. I think we'll remember this time. It's only like our 5th quest since we became level 17. It's not a big deal. I get angry, I get hungry. It's a man behind my own heart. I get angry too, my friend. Speaking of, we did our Ever Stew all week. Today's the last day. It's pretty good. So basically all I did was I put a roast about every other day in my crock pot. My Instapot in crockpot mode. Oh, double Reaper and a hottie. And I tried a shield block. There we go. These Reapers down. Whew. Heal. We saw part of the animation, but not the noise. I think we'll just push through. There's the noise. Get everyone's attention. Very beefy. Yeah, the post-life review video is going to have about as many puns as I can figure out how to get into it. I think I've decided. quick.
For your help in keeping her and Encore alive, Regina has promised to do everything she can.
That one we know we can get rid of. We melted one earlier this week. Annoying music. It's good music, it's just annoyingly loud. Alright, Reaper enhancements. Yes. Yes, more power. More melee power. I don't know why I bothered putting dodge in. Our dodge is maxed, right? So maxed. I think it was any good not to spend these last 2 points though, right? Way to talk me into it, you guys. Okay. Let's go have a very awkward moment on some sly skids here. Showing our bare bum. Looking to see if there's like literally anything else going on over here on the Twitterverse. Anything interesting. Some magic stuff is coming out.
Mr. Holt, I assume this is about your request to join the Platinum Concord, which was turned down due to your lack of subtlety, shall we say?
We have quite a bit of time to just sit around and wait.
I prefer audacity to subtlety.
Oh, this is cool.
I admit that subtlety has a
I'm not a Star Wars guy, but look at that. Someone painted some pumpkins to look like BB-8s, right? BB-8? Maybe 13?
What cannot be ignored are those Zendrick bloodhounds sniffing at your heels.
That's creative.
You're exposed, Mr. Holt. Not for long, my friend. Allow me to demonstrate. Isabeth, please come in. Now, Isabeth, I know you invited our mutual friends from Stormreach. No, don't cry. I said, don't cry. That's better.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot else going on in the Twitter land right this minute. Everything seems pretty normal.
I prefer that you do your house cleaning when I'm not present, Mr. Holt. A necessary demonstration of my device. I wanted you to see my improvements firsthand. Not quite yet. Calibration issue, perhaps. No matter.
I wanted to just make sure that the Reaper dodge didn't in fact carry you over.
For the next act to begin.
But I was pretty sure it didn't.
Vaughn's henchmen
I have a text message from David.
and the darkness around you erupts with a choir of
David says,
responses.
"This is David with Americans for Prosperity. To let you know that election day is your last chance to something, something, something. Already voted, mate. Whoop! Get out of here." And whoever gave you my phone number should die in a fire. Not just any fire, hot fire.
You've dispatched Vaughn's first group of assassins, but they're surely not the last.
You just keep shooting, Casper.
Measures.
They feel better.
Casper wheezes out his words. Reminds me of my days in the last war. The
We'll probably raise our hireling the next time our buffs need redone. Not gonna waste time to do it now.
You've agreed to help rescue Isabel.
Look at our bear booty.
To do that, you'll need to clear the way so Casper can follow safely. He says to head to the southeast.
Pretty sure they spawn
Grabbing
here,
the
right?
source line first. Don't forget, shouts Casper. Those source lines can't go too high or too low without losing their channel. Show those brutes they can't mess with my girl! Cries Casper from
Alright, over this bridge, please. Hey, come on. What are you guys doing? Got things to do. Over this bridge.
a motley crew of creatures takes up position on the shores.
Our Rising Fury is maxed. He's hitting things like a freight truck right now. Oh yes. How close are we on our need to buff?
The goblin glides up above the bridge.
Close enough.
The limp form of Isabel lies on the source line. The goblin shouts abuse at his gnoll.
To use a res scroll is so much work. Better appreciate this, little lady.
Approach wasn't gonna work. I'm gonna go beat the hook on my plan.
We got the meat. Vaughn said to work together as a pack. The gnoll saw
Didn't rebuff yet.
distance, you hear the gnoll snarl.
Make sure that we have all the aggro in the universe here. You guys currently doing stuff in your quest, you no longer have aggro, and be like, why do I not have aggro anymore? Because I just hit the buttons to give me all the aggro in the universe.
Move before the fireworks start.
Doesn't last very long, just a moment, but long enough. Alright, so this is how I typically do this particular fight. This fight can be weird. So what I've started doing is getting as much of this aggro as possible and then coming up here. Again, I don't know if it's correct to do it this way. This is just the way that I have found it to be the best for me. Curious how you guys do this fight right here. I've done situations where I've swooped in and took aggro back that direction. Like, I've done half a dozen different ways of this fight. I find that to just be the best one. I feel like a bear plane? I was trying to figure out a way to say, like, a plane or a helicopter or something, but... Oh, that's funny. There it is. Thought there was something there. Alright, I'm also going to fly back out this hole. I don't have the ability to do traps, so I'm not going to get cute.
A swarm of bats clouds the street before you. Some kind of metal glints on their bodies as they flit around, blocking your path.
Tin Chong? Everything together, come on. Deal with all this nonsense and keep moving so we don't get super smashed here. Alright, one is a champ. Mine's a demon soul champ too, nice. Any other red dots? Couple. Alright, we're good. Straight across.
Circus. Who's going to explain this mess to the City Watch come the morning?
Not it. Not talking to the City Watch. The fact that the City Watch has not arrived yet to ask one question really makes me question the response time. Either that or nobody has called in a disturbance. One of the two. Seems unlikely. I feel like some of these little old ladies in here have got to be clutching their pearls complaining to the police about these crazy bears. Trying to position ourselves where we're with the range of two guys. We're not going to be able to do both of this one. So much damage. Don't like that. Fear Reaper. Okay. Here to summon our assistant. We can fix our strength damage. Apparently our magic missile protection is down. Check our holes. Looks good.
An iron defender crowns the
Scrappy. Scrappy dappy doo. Oh. Hello, chesticles. Play Cloak of Fire Absorption 21. Okay. So last life we were on a melee in this quest and we struggled here. We struggled here primarily because...
Sky skips descend and a supporting patrol of gnolls moves to block your
first of all, let's...
Is there any end to this mercenary army?
we struggled thanks to a couple of... One Magefire Cannon in particular, I believe. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to get the aggro this flying stuff. And we're going to take it down a little bit under the boats where we're not going to take a bunch of damage. Hopefully. Clean up this. And then we'll clean off the low-hanging boats. It's not hitting either one. They're barely positioned correctly. try to do the physical attackers last, I think. I think that'll be a good strategy. So we can keep the rising anger going. I don't want both of these first, last, double strike things left. I don't want to deal with I don't have to shrine. Nice, that worked out okay. Just bad idea. I have to find some sayings or phrases that I can use in my upcoming campaign. Got a minute and a half. Let me time this swim over here.
This city watch station is locked up tight and stands as silent as the grave. Is it unmanned, or have the guards inside been given a reason to sit this one out? Looks like they're using sky wards, Casper tells you. Your source leads might suddenly stop working out here. Be careful. The mercenary Gish stands here, his jaws frothing. The goblin says you're strong, but
We have 4 minutes of being angry, and we have 2 minutes of night shield. Totally fine. There we go. Ships are being landed now. So we've been having this issue the last, basically since the server restart on Wednesday. I know that there was a little bit of issue on Solona, hardware problem of some sort. But pretty much ever since Wednesday, we've been having situations where we've lagged really badly. I was going to use my double strike fighting that guy, but we didn't even need it.
A tiefling sorcerer completes his spell on a ledge above him. Gish vanishes, reappearing at the sorcerer's side. With another quick gesture, both the tiefling and the gnome vanish from your sight. The goblin's voice calls to you across the gap.
That went about how
I guess I should have used it earlier.
so that leaves just little
Well, gives me 2 to fight this guy.
big bounty.
Let's see. We have a minute left of our night shield, so let's calm down.
I'm all ready for you, so come on over.
Rebuff everything.
Source slowly drifts out. Elizabeth's body lies upon the sled. Holy still. The goblin is
Whoa. Is it just regular poison? Huh, okay.
Get him, lads!
screams as he tosses down a smoke bomb. The shrill voices of more goblins pierce the night air.
He's gotta be over there, right? He's not seeing him. Oh, stop running away. Stop it. Come here. I don't want to wait. I just want to kill him. know he'll eventually come to me, but come on, I just want to kill him. I wouldn't be able to bear it if her killer got away. I didn't see that one. Rabble, rabble, rabble. There he is. Finally ate your face. Help is coming.
Reached his event, but all is not.
More importantly, the chest is spawning. More importantly.
She's gone. Come on.
Says the goblin.
Boss man ate up her soul with his new improved vault. Why use your own when you can use someone else's? Sorry, sweethearts.
My sister-in-law's birthday's today.
Goblin stands at the platform edge.
Trying to decide if I should
Strangely familiar
text her
blade
something
piercing his torso.
or just ignore it.
Remember this?
I love my sister-in-law, I think. I don't know her that well. She's definitely good people.
Anyway, can't stay. Need to see a fallen angel.
She makes my brother pretty happy.
See you soon.
Just don't know if I'm tease her about her birthday family or not yet. It's always a rough call when you get to start teasing somebody about their birthdays. I was expecting more people to give me a hard time about Remington turning 21 last week. This week. Shite. Time is playing the stop and go game on me. But not as many people did. Think a lot of these things I don't think matter. Tower shield with a one blue slot. Yeah, go away. So we can take melee attacks. You're an extra d6 damage. Scales 100% with melee spell power. That seems pretty sweet. Soda's getting a action boost power though too. Yeah, I think D6 all the time wins out against 10 spell or 10. Right, it's 10 to start with. Yeah, 10, 20, 30. 10, 20, 30. And our hireling is timed out. Kind of would like somebody who's... Somebody who's got Death Ward, but I think the other chick did fine. Just fine. Not great, just fine. And we know that what's his name is Terabad, so we don't need that. Do the first, I don't know what, 3 cogs quest, 4 cogs quest, something. Some amount of cogs quests. Always have to make sure that we're going the right direction here. I don't play with the cogs as much as I probably should. I basically know my way to all the quests. I know how to do all the quests, and that's it. I haven't played with, like, the explorers and stuff along the way. Or notes, I suppose.
When I first saw Shark's Towers, I knew it was
Try to keep a little bit of an eye on it, but
would be where
it's
I
not always the greatest.
This was the only place on Earth that could provide me with the tools I needed. Talent, money, and most importantly,
Okay. This is a quest that we can just go back to our paralyzing elemental bloom. Do not fear. If you become wounded, I will heal you. How would you keep me from being wounded?
After making your way into the ancient goblin ruins, you find yourself in a dark chamber. Creatures loyal to Dask are stirring up trouble in these ancient hobgoblins. You gave them a gentle thrashing.
Strength kicking in. Oh yeah, look how quick it goes to 5. Click, 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 click. Oh, it's 5 now. The other thing that we could do with our build here is why it's still bugged, which I assume they'll have it fixed pretty soon, is Shifter right now is double charisma in the tree. So regardless of what ability score you take, it counts as charisma. We could do a charisma based Shifter build of some sort. Do like a Barbarian Swash? Or a Barbarian Stick person? With War Chanter, that's the word. A War Chanter Barbarian. Could be charisma to attack and damage. That sounds medium. Do a shifter. Like I said earlier, I'm kind of interested in doing a shifter caster. Wisdom based would be pretty good because that's one of the physical skills that theoretically you can get. Of course you can't right now, but theoretically. Alright, I'm gonna let those guys chase us, and we're gonna go back here a little bit. Excuse me.
Another group of
Wisdom build, I was thinking Druid. I was kind of thinking the Cleric. Because I don't want to have to spend the points to become able to cast while I rage. It's been a real problem. And I really miss the... my primary class giving me magic missile protection.
and his cohorts have been defeated.
I've been doing a lot of like ending rage prematurely so I could magic missile protect. I suppose if I had the points, I could dump stuff into the new universal tree, right? And pick up the protection there. Just don't have it. Just don't have the points right now. I don't think I'm going to either. I think the points are going to be extremely tight for this. We're missing a mob somewhere. Clear in there. So there on our night shield, for example, excuse me. It's our clue to basically re-up everything. Where's this last person hiding? Found you. Little ninja.
Now you have a chance to find out more about the strange artifact that they were trying to unearth. You pull the lever, triggering an explosion that flattens the remaining debris as the roar of the blast dies away. You hear a familiar voice coming from the platform above you. Is that Malik the gnome? Malik calls you from the platform.
Thank you for clearing out the DOS for me. It was a great help. Those fools had no idea what they were doing.
The friendly gnome transforms before your eyes. A Rakshasa.
Soon, my name will be known across there.
Yeah, you're not gonna last very long there, bud. Man, I gotta stop and clear up Fear Reaper. Why?
The world must remember my name. Demon falls. Wait, another.
I feel like I know where the guts are to the ancient portal. I should be able to stab it in the ancient portal kidneys. I don't even want to look at the time, do I? Ooh, 7 minutes.
Into the depths of Kyber.
Did not. Oh, also my ears are getting chilly. I'm gonna switch hats. Part of my unkempt hair need to do some hair cutting this weekend as well. I'm a person that tries to avoid the loading screens whenever possible. I feel like the opportunity of having a situation where you get stuck in a loading screen is higher than the average time it takes for me to run the extra little bit from point A to point B if I can. That being said, if I can minimize a loading screen, I will do my best to do that. The number of loading screens. So, like, for example, you'll notice that I carry around the fast teleport items. I happen to be doing that a lot this life. But the reason I do that specifically is so I can like use the fast teleport items from the boat, so I don't have to go through extra loading screens, basically. So now I'm giving up backpack space for loading screens, saving. I'm wasting time running through the explore zones or whatever to avoid it. I do a lot of gameplay to avoid the loading screens because I personally feel like that's the most likely opportunity for a problem.
Trail of red crystals deep into the ruins. The path opens up into a larger chamber, and the sound of voices drifts in.
First, the other way around. Excuse me again. As mentioned before, I didn't sleep particularly well last night. I haven't for this week at all. Probably won't for a while. But might try taking a nap. I probably have to be honest. I do have to work late into the evening tonight. I'd really like to go ahead and 20 out today, or not today, but this weekend, and try to catch a little bit of time with Tobrel Distributed in the Reapers, while the Reaper bonus is running. Don't think it's going to be very likely that that's going to happen, but I think it would be fun.
Harsh, disturbing chants can be heard through the sealed metal door.
Spellcasting bad. Bad things. Enemies not allowed to spellcast. So many ice dots.
You pull the lever, and the mechanism that controls the door grinds into action.
Don't want to cast my sword magic though. Sword magic.
Worshippers kneel before a makeshift altar. In their prayers, the cultists offer service to the avenging Shaper.
Bro and I were having an interesting discussion last night's stream about things that I look for, like on the hardcore server. Adlan, welcome to the stream. And we were comparing the difference between the hardcore server, well, kind of. Yep, Reaper 1, just for speed, is what I've been doing typically. But anyway, we've been, we were discussing things that I go farm for on the hardcore server, and he felt some of that stuff was odd. First, live. And I was curious, is there something... I don't know if I have a Mythic Enforcers plate. Is there something that you guys value higher on the hardcore server than you value on live? That's like a low-level farm. For Warlocks, what armor is good, light, medium, or doesn't matter? Oh, okay. What armor you wear is very, very particular to you and what you're building. In general, I recommend the heaviest armor you can get away with and still cast all your spells and have no penalties on... Oh man, I can't believe I just fell through there. No penalties on... yeah, forget it, it's dead dust. No penalties on your spell failure. So, depending on which Warlock tree you are working on, I believe there's the ability to get up to medium armor with no spell failure. Again, depending on which Warlock tree you're going in. So, I would just take a minute, look at the Warlock trees that you're looking for, and find an armor that gives you the most amount of armor for the least amount of penalty. Yeah, Enlightened Spirit has the medium armor. I like Enlightened Spirit the most typically. That is my favorite. But I always wear the heaviest armor I can get away with. Come on. Let's go. Up. Big up, horsey. There we go. You're just level 3? That's okay. So at level 3, you're probably going to just want to worry about a light armor or robes at the moment. And you put points in the Soul Eater.
You enter a small ring. It seems to be closed. The ring is quiet, and the soul. A small knot of people stands.
Yeah, it sounds like you're in a fine spot. Like, again, you're level 3. You don't have to master the game in a week either. You know, worst case scenario, you spend a little money, reset your enhancements. Fine.
We must stop this invasion so that the fights in the arena may continue.
Yeah, I do a lot of work with the... Like, I will splash some Warlock levels into builds just for the aura stuff. And kicking around's a really weird thing, potentially for the hardcore server. A Dwarven Barbarian with 4 Warlock levels and possibly 3 or 4 druid levels. Just don't know if there's enough enhancement points to do everything I want to do without a bunch of racial completions. And if that's the case, then the build is not viable.
Muffled moans draw your attention to the south. Perhaps this is the source.
Something won't. There we go. So something is preventing me from moving to pick up this last infected over there. Gray Pelt, do I have a summarized leveling video? I noticed the way I level way faster than you, but I don't really see the difference just looking at the stream. Like I don't have a path in particular that I take. But I have a few things that I do that is a little bit different, I think, than a lot of people. First of all, I don't bank levels anymore unless there happens to be quests in my level range that I still want to do.
The source of the creature.
So like,
Nearby.
if I, like right now I'm level 17. If there were some level 15 quests that I want to do that I hadn't done, even though I was ready to level, then I would stop and do it. Like if I wanted to do a litany again, for example. I guess the other thing is that I do quests at 2 levels above or whatever they are on normal. Or whatever they are on elite. So if a quest is 15, you do it on normal, it's quest level 15. Do it on hard, 16, elite 17, reaper 17, etc. So I do everything at 2 levels above, and I pretty much do one quest at a time, or one quest once and done. I've been running things on Reaper 1 for a little more than a year now. Sometimes I'll decide to give myself a little bit more challenge, or I think a build is very, very powerful, and I'll step it up to like Reaper 3 or 4. So like the Alchemist after level 12, Reaper 1 was just a complete joke. Reaper 3 was pretty much a joke too. So I ended up doing most of the questing at that life after level 12 at Reaper 3 or Reaper 4. But I have a series on my YouTube channel where the quest guides are in it. And inside there's 2 different titles. Road Most Taken, Road Least Taken. That's kind of how I differentiate between when I do things. So if I do a quest a lot, I called it the Road Most Taken. If I didn't do the quest very often, Least Taken. But I have revised that slightly lately, and I need to retake a look at some of the Least Taken videos and re-record them. But honestly, most of what I just do for my leveling is I just look at the quest by level and just start going through them until I'm done. So I really don't have like a trick. I don't do a lot of explorers anymore, although I did a little bit this go around because I wanted to mix it up. And right now, during the Maybar event, you can kind of add in a little bit of Maybar farming here and there to kind of give you just a little bit more experience in places that you need it. So like I think at level 14 I had finished everything that I wanted to do at level 12. So then I ended up running through one or two of the Maybar event quests, like the last little bit. I think those are the last of the level 15s, which means we need to do a little bit more experience. Which means I'll probably get to do my favorite quest, Litany. Second time this life. Yeah, this is 16. But it takes me about a week to level. From 1 to 20. Some weeks more, some weeks less. Get rid of the letter. What you got? Fix my elemental bloom. Yeah, I think we'll go do another litany. We already did it once on Reaper, so we'll just do it on Elite, probably. Yeah. That makes sense. Send me to the orchard. We are still feather falling. Stop that. Stop feather falling. Alright, the other thing that I always mention when we do Litany is DDO puzzles. And we'll be dealing with them in a little bit. But it's a great way to have a reference guide for lots of puzzles, not just this. Not just Litany. What weapon is good for just Eldritch Blast? So, Eldritch Blast is based off of your spell power of the appropriate type. So depending on which pack that you've taken and which whether or not you have your pack activated, which I recommend pretty much always, it's going to change that spell power based off of your pack. So if you're, for example, I really like the Fey pack, right? Because I like the sonic damage. In fact, I have a build called the Fey Buckler on my website and YouTube channel. Anyway, so that one changes my damage to sonic, and then I can layer in some light damage. So if you're using a cold pack, then you're going to want a weapon that gives you cold damage. So when you look at your character sheet, the front page of your character sheet, you're going to notice my icons are going to look a little different because I'm using a skin. But here by spell points, there's going to be an icon that you can mouse over, and it'll show you your spell power. So you want to get things to make that cold spell power as high as possible. And then, like I said, typically people also end up switching or easing into some secondary power as well, like force. I think some of the packs add force damage. Some of the packs you can switch to like negative power. Some of the packs you can twist in like some light damage. And you want to power those up as well. Yes, exactly. Dark Haven. I am not a Warlock expert, though. I would consider myself a Wizard expert, but not a Warlock expert. So, take any advice that I give you about being a Warlock as the fact that I like to splash Warlocks, but not that I main Warlocks or anything. Speaking of Warlock, Fey Dark Lock with the Orich as the two-handed fighting would be decent. So literally last life, I did a Paladin Warlock. It was 14-6, and I felt it was very good. It used the Charisma to damage with the Illusion Tree, and I found it to be a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun and very strong. I don't think you need all 6 levels in Warlock. I think you can get away with less, but I would have to look at like your spell list and stuff again to double check when you can kind of play with it. Because I think if you could steal, if you could go 16-4, you could really open yourself up to some interesting possibilities. Problems with Warlocks is no boss DPS. That's the reason why you can whip out your sword and go to town. We're going to do a Sork lock. I think Sork would be okay as well. I'm just not sure how Eldritch Knight will interact with some of that stuff. But it could be very fun. Could be very, very good, actually. Actually, we should add something along those lines to our list. My boogie board's upstairs. Some sort of warlock or some sort of melee sorcerer for our Eldritch Knight. Maybe two-handed fighting. Because again, the shifter is currently bugged where it's giving charisma instead of whatever stat you pick, it's only giving charisma. You can take advantage of that for a life. Just don't know if there's enough other goodies in there to make it worth anything in our shifter tree. Yeah, I think the Illusionist tree has got a lot of really interesting potential. Also think it could be very good for like a pure wizard. Who wants to, instead of doing Eldritch Knight, wants to play with the what is it called? The least good tree in the wizard tree. Honestly, can't think of what it's called right now. Usually I put like 1 point into it and...
The air grows cold and thick as we
Nope, she
descend
didn't make it.
deep into the black moss.
Rip Nina. To take like magic missiles. Now I feel like I have to look it up. That's why we had the wiki, folks, to make us look like we know what we're talking about.
Small cage. Ahead of you, a black dragon sleeps.
Archmage. I think it pairs best with Archmage, but I think you could probably get away with an Eldritch Knight version pretty easily. Alright, let's go to the Doom Sphere to answer questions. Silver Flame. Never. If something, I would done anything. I would have done anything. Abominations. Except we're not there yet. Destroy once and for all. Abominations. Stay faithful. The same. I would follow. Deserve to die. Crusader. They lack honor. Gold and silver. Engage. The Doom Sphere. Doom Sphere. Shimmy-doo-wah.
A roar as the east doorway opens.
Oh, rip.
Path to Cholfu.
There's not as much experience as I would have liked. Still, it's pretty good for 8 minutes. Alright, we gotta find something else for this last little bit of experience here, and I don't feel like repeating quests. I don't feel like doing any more of the Madness quest either. They really irritated me last night with the lag that was happening. So let's see. Yeah, we can go do some of these quests over here in the Evening Star. I always forget about them. LOD is next level, right? It's level 16, so we do it at 18.
Brave the demon web. Some call him the Sage of Shadowdale, others the Great Over-Sorcerer. If anyone can fathom Lolth's plans, ailments do real.
We finally get a power boost. Nice. So now we have essentially 2 power boosts. We don't do these very often, but they're fine. They're medium. They're mediumly fine.
The air grows crisp as you climb into the foothills of the storm mountains. In time, you reach the place where the Shah worshippers are sighted. The embers of this campfire still smolder. Symbols of the dark goddess Shah lie scattered in the dust. Shah worshippers guard the king. One of the worshippers first vanishes inside.
Stop. Don't attack her. She has a very special job. Also, she doesn't have a bar, so I have no idea how many hit points she has. Am I just crazy or her bar disappeared? Never appeared. There's a Reaper over there. We should avoid that fight if we can. Hey, Nina joined the party. Look at it, guys.
Your recent battle surely alerted.
Oh, those lag spikes.
Is strangely
They're the best.
the Shah worshippers
Ha! Ha!
or do they simply
I taunt your bear traps.
further on?
Get out of here with your bear trap nonsense. Though we are beginning to have that same experience we were having last night. Where we're not moving through the same pace. Quest is starting to like hiccup a little bit. Don't know why this has been a problem.
A gate opens to the west. The Shah worshippers use these gates to keep intruders away from their inner sanctum.
Oh, that guy can't cast any spells. Every time I vorpal something, and I see the little animation of the claw coming out, and it vorpals right there, I just like Wolverine. Hey! Apox, you broke the 20 barrier, congratulations. It's an important step on your goal to break the 21st level barrier. Yeah, the epic voice and master, nice. And a level 20 crossbow, also nice. We were talking about that a lot last night as well, that there's a large portion of the population that doesn't experience the game very fully past level 20. Welcome to the past level 20 club. No epic destinies yet. So what you need to do is go talk to the Fate Singer to activate your epic destinies, assuming that you own them. If you don't own any epic destinies, what I'd recommend that you, or the Epic Destiny pack, whatever they call it, what I'd recommend is you go ahead and pre-buy one of the tiers of the new expansion, the Feywild expansion. Pull it up. So Epic Destinies is a super important part of being level 20, but if you look at what you get, even the standard edition gives you epic destinies. So if you don't have epic destinies, you should try to get something. And like I said, literally every copy of this gives epic destinies. I do think that the Ultimate Fan Bundle is worth the money if you're going to be playing post level 20 a lot. This +1 Tome of Destiny for all characters is huge. However, I could see an argument for getting the collector's edition. You're getting pretty much everything that's really important out of the tree, or out of the pre-buy as well. The Universal Tree of Characters slot, a horse, and the Heroic Bard. But for people who don't have the funds or whatever, getting your Epic Destinies for that $40 price tag is probably okay. You can favor farm. You can for sure favor farm. I just think that most people, it would be more effective to get the $40 pre-order and get that Destinies and then cash in cash in those favor farming for other stuff down the road.
A gate opens to the east, and the chamber.
I got collector. I'll get the tome from favor. Yeah, it's also totally fine. I just think that the +1 to every character is really big. Instead of buying them, assuming that you can buy them in the store. I don't know if you can. Farm favor is for adventurers.
You have captured enough disciples for interrogation.
They have +3s in the store, but the +3s are for one character, right?
If you capture more followers of the Shadow Goddess. The disciples surrendered, and the magic barrier
Yeah.
they created.
So getting a +1 for everybody is a very good baseline. I can understand if you have like one character, just get a +3 for that one character, or a couple. But if you have a bunch of characters, or you start to like get into things, or you're doing hardcore stuff, when the hardcore servers open, I think that the value is going to be there. In my opinion. Yeah. You have plenty of game to enjoy that Sins. Yeah, I should go look and see if there's an upgrade tome for Samus, actually, before they decide to take him out of the store. An upgrade from like 1 to 3 or 1 to 5 or whatever, however many I can get. I don't know that they will take it out of the store. Don't take that as a promise or anything, but I'm wondering. What are Epic Destinies? So, Epic Destinies, and the reason I bring this up now is because I already broke it earlier, so who cares? But Epic Destinies was part of the leveling progression that they put into place in the past. So, and mine, again, looks a little different than the base game because I'm running a skin. In fact, let me... Just for a minute here. While we're talking about it, let me go back to no skin for a second. So, what'll happen is depending on your class, when you first get to 20, you can activate one of these destinies, and you get like interesting level up. Depends on where you start. Right? Think of it like a special epic enhancement line that you can level up, and then you have to path around to get to the rest of them. Tomes in the store are Tomes of Fate, not Tomes of Destiny. Okay. Yeah, there's a big difference between Tomes of Fate and Tomes of Destiny. So as you level, you're going to get experience points in, like, Shadow Dancer, for example. But it's also going to go into the martial sphere. And then this will always be this, like, once you level this up once, it's always done. And it's ready to go when you hit level 20. Where this karma can empty and re-up. And this is how you epic level. Anyway, or epic TR. But anyway, you get all sorts of different activated abilities and power levels and stuff. No. You can get Epic Destinies from the store. There's many ways to get Epic Destinies. I guess I was being a little unclear. But it's something that... Epic Destiny... But it is something that you have to unlock from the store. It costs $10. Okay, so for $10 you can get just the Epic Destiny, or for $40 you can get Epic Destinies and unlock the new content from DDO from the market. So you'll get the new content and the shifter race for $40. And I don't think you can buy the new race yet. Yeah, it's not available yet. But let's just pretend it's around the same price as the Tiefling. So that's $160. So you're talking 15. You're talking $25. So for $15 more, you're getting the expansion content. For me, I would again, if you did not have anything, I'd recommend at least getting this standard edition when you're ready. Yeah, I don't think they come with VIP. I think you have to unlock Epic Destinies one way or another. Yes. They do tend to go on sale though. So it's also possible that you could wait, because we're at that time of year where it's very close to the Black Friday sales. So you might be able to wait until Black Friday to pick up some of these things too. I think the tree race and the free mounts are worth the extra money. I would agree. I would say at least the $70 package is where I would recommend. But as a longtime DDO player, and I've been playing DDO for coming up on 14 years. I didn't play the first year DDO was out. So we're almost at our 15th anniversary in February, I think, right? As a longtime DDO player, I will tell you that most of the time, the bonus items from these collector things have been a big payoff. You get them on each server and each character, right? So again, if you move into like screwing around on the hardcore server, that's a new server, so you get all those perks again. If you do a lot of rolling up different alts, it counts. If you do a lot of it used to count if you TR, but it doesn't count if you TR anymore. If you server hop to like get favor, it hops. So I'm a big advocate of getting the expansions at whatever tier you can afford, but also you kind of want the big shiny thing. I have to check on this account here for a second. I have 1 month of premium now. Does that mean I have access to all content now? No. VIP opens up your content, which means you're paying a subscription. Which is what I currently do. I currently have a yearly sub, but I won't even have, even with the VIP, I won't have access to the new content without buying it through the expansion. With the Okay, with 1 month of VIP, for the month you will have access to all of the non-expansion game content, and you'll be able to open on whatever difficulty setting. Making sure that we're raged. I want to be as angry as possible here. Yeah, you'll also get your bonus 500 DDO points, which could also be really useful and strong right now. You would get some Forgotten Realms content, but a lot of the Forgotten Realms is hidden behind the expansion paywalls. Again, if you don't, any of the older expansions, you may consider waiting on until Black Friday that week. They tend to put that kind of stuff on sale during that window. Almost all of the older expansion packs will go on sale. Again, I'm not saying that you shouldn't buy it now, because most of the content is very good. But I could understand people wanting to wait until Black Friday for sure. With the most lag? Alanis? I don't know, man. I'm telling you, the last day or two, I feel like Sir Lota has been taking a beating. Again, since the reset on Wednesday. Oh no! Somehow Sir Lona Hype threw up in the chat. Oh no! I'm gonna be making one for all the servers that we can unlock with channel points. I think that's something else I'm gonna try to work on. This week/weekend, I'm gonna be working on making some more channel point icons, unlocks, whatever. Don't know if they're gonna work. The channel point stuff seems real iffy to me. But I will do what I can. Alright, Owlbear, let's go. What do we get our melee power up to right now? Fully boosted. 71? That seems really good. We're gonna be over 100 fully boosted next level. Wow. Ask away. We are here to do our best to help. Apparently we're just gonna get knocked out non-stop. Where should I go level 20 to get named level 20 gear? So this is a weird and complicated story. And I apologize. So to answer your specific question, if you wanted to get gear for level 20 exactly, the way you earn level 20 gear is the old Epic system that they had. Which means you go run certain old level content like Sands of the Manectarin, the House Beneath epics, a couple other quest zones, and then you pick up a base item and 3 ingredients: a shard, a seal, and a scroll. You take all 4 of those items and you put them into this altar, and it epifies it to level 20. I recommend that almost 0 people do that. And the reason why is that if you just play some level 20 content, you're going to be level 21, 22, 23 very quickly. And by the time you do that, you can just go to Keep on the Borderlands and get some Keep on the Borderland content or gear. But honestly, you're probably just going to continue to use your level 15 Charn stuff for quite a while. Did they help with the ingredient drop rate? I don't know. I know that I have not seen a whole lot of stuff. Of late. But that's okay. No Charn for you. Okay, well then, you're still okay. You're still okay. Although, didn't you just... Who was it that said they got the month of VIP? Yeah, you just got the 1 month of VIP, right? Yes. Oh wait, never mind. It doesn't work for D2D. Yeah, never mind. I realized what I was saying after I said it. I apologize. Can you guess past Sharn? Hey! Adrian, welcome to the USS Fat Halfling. Thanks for hitting that follow button, my friend. Yes. So if you go out to Keep on the Borderlands and you just like do those quests, you're going to get the experience you need to get to level 21 content or level 21 gear very quickly. So I'm looking right now to see if you can... Can you Sharn? Oh, that's the level 4 content. There's Ravenloft, so I'm assuming you could probably... There's Soul Splitter. Yeah, just screw around and... I would just advise you screw around and keep in the Borderlands for a little while. There's plenty of stuff to do at level 20 to level 21 there. It's not a big deal. I think the weapons are level 21. I guess I don't have any in my backpack at the moment, or my TR cache at the, whatever this is called. This thing, my shared bank at the moment. Here you go. Here's an old, air quote, old level 20 item. The Epic Time Blade. It's very not good. I made it because I needed an epic longsword for a while. This is probably going to get consumed as soon as the new de-slaughters come out for Plat. Kinetic Ruby Eye is going to come out and get stored away, and I'm going to just consume that. A lot of my stuff is actually probably going to happen. Like this Star of Iran. Same thing. This hat's probably bad and needs to be consumed. I just don't like throwing stuff away that I've taken the time to earn in the past. Your weapons are 20. Sweet. I have no problems being wrong about stuff like that. Let's see. We have 20 minutes to the top of the hour. I really want to get to 18, but I don't want to get trapped in a quest right now. So I think what we'll do... we're just going to pop over to the high roads and screw around for a minute. These are... I want to say 600 experience a tick. What do we need? We need... a few thousand. Oh, there's 700. 750. So yeah, this should get us where we need to go. Pick up a few kills along the way and... oh, perfect. We even got the best one. The best rare encounter. So you have to have this rare encounter to get all of the explorers. Nice. Nice! Somehow take a wrong turn. Oh, somebody opened my door. That's what's going on. Like, I got a breeze now. I forgot Quinn came in and opened my door. She can't close the door because she's a dog. And she doesn't believe in closing doors. So now I have a breeze. I don't like it. It's making me chilly. To be fair, if I were a dog, I would also not believe in cutting off escape paths. Fair. Well, she came in and left. She didn't close the door behind her. I don't think she's here anyway. Quinn, are you here? No, she's not here. She's probably chasing Remington around right now, trying to get a treat before he heads off to work. What if a monstrous vacuum cleaner shows up? Probably not in this room. I have not vacuumed this room literally in a year. I need to tear things down. So the upside of Remington moving out, of which there's a few,
I shall hide the loss.
But the upside of Remington moving out is that his bedroom is going to be opened up.
If I manage to escape never
And there's a chance, I haven't decided for sure, but there's a chance that I will take his room over as my new office. There's some advantages and some disadvantages to that. But one of the really nice things about it is I will have gotten his room tidied. Do I care about finishing this now? Yeah, I think we'll probably still just finish High Road here, like the Explorers. Now, however, we're just going to get on our horse and just ride around like a crazy person. Get back on our pattern so I know where we're going. But even if I don't move up there, we're still going to have a little bit extra room that we can get things packed up in and have some extra workspace. Or worse, you find food and the smell does not reach her in time to show up and beg for it. That sounds much more like Quinn. Wished our range damage wasn't so bad. But I'm not chasing that guy. I could get her down here really quickly, actually, if we wanted.
My path takes me to a
You guys want to see if we can get her down here really quick? Some pork rinds. Alright. If she's gonna come down here, that would be enough, I think. She might be asleep.
I spotted them again today. That's the third time.
So I don't hear her.
Simply meet them in battle and accept the judgment of fate, but they cannot be allowed to.
She knows. She knows it's a trap.
The scroll cannot be permanently destroyed, but it may be concealed for a time. This
She heard us talking about her. She's like, I'm not going down there for a trap.
silent. Sometimes when I close my eyes, I could swear I hear a soft voice in some long dead tongue. Could it be the scroll? I'm almost to Tirlock. The little village
And she was
serves to
asleep.
hide one of the scroll pieces. I'm being watched, of course, but I shall triumph nonetheless. I'll just
Yeah,
stir
she's
it
a
and
spoiled
present it
little
to my
brat of a
friend.
dog, for
Could not
sure.
be simpler. I cannot involve the Harpers. I began this, and I swear I will end it. On my honor as a hunt silver. I shall return to the Stormhalls, where I first laid eyes on the wretched scroll. And then, perhaps, my heart is filled with doubt. This is a nether scroll, after all. It contains knowledge without magic. If I managed to acquire all of the nether scrolls, it is powerful as a god. Nay, I would be a god.
Well, I have to say, I'm not really surprised, but I'm a little surprised we were able to get to 18 before we wrap for the Friday.
Refuge for brigands and loose. It's never.
Which means, depending on the weather, which I believe is supposed to be kind of poopy, but depending on the weather, I hope to stream a bonus stream over the weekend. again, like I said, I would really like to get to... I'd like to get to epic levels. This weekend. Why there's still an XP bonus. I don't get to play very much on over the weekends. I just usually don't get time. But with the weather being this early transition into winter. Also, today's the 30th. Is Halloween tomorrow? It's on the 31st, right? Which means I have nothing that I think I'm required to do. Like, my wife and I, we always put stuff out for kids, but we live on a really busy street, so parents don't put their kids along our road. So it's almost always perfect. So yeah, I'm going to go out on a limb and say we'll probably have a bonus stream tomorrow. And if we do, then we'll probably be able to get to level 20 tomorrow pretty easily. And if we get to 20, I know Tobrel right now is 24, so we should be able to pike along some epic experience with Tobrel very easily. Nah, we missed it. Turn's back here somewhere. This little turn always messes me up now too. So even though we're gonna have to go pretty soon, it will possibly go just a little bit late because I want to play around with my. There we go. Want to mess around with our quarterstaff at level 18. I'm so excited. Making this discovery last hardcore run is probably the most fun discovery that I've made from the hardcore yet. And it's this bad boy right here. The Bone Crusher being able to accept sentience at level 18 is huge. Huge. Oh, this is ready to max. That's why. Yeah, so there's one... Oh, we have to take swords to plowshares here. As far as I know, there's exactly one weapon, according to the wiki, or one item in the game that takes sentience at level 18, and that is the Bone Crusher. Also, this is going to have to get deslotted. So we stuck an easy prowess and reverberation in it. As far as I know, it's the only one that's not. It took you that long to discover it. It was quite a controversy in its day. Yeah, how to put it? I didn't know or care until I got one on the hardcore server. Basically. Oh, of course. But I'm of the, again, I've mentioned this before, I'm of the mind that you should have something like this for all levels of play through the game. So the fact that there's this, I think, it's the thing that took me from being really pissed off about the system, about the sentient weapon system, and made it into something that I'm okay with. Because there's the one exception. I don't need 20 things. I don't need 5 things. I just need 1 or 2 things that say, hey, this system is still for you. What's the secret to heal? I spent all of my bonus points for healing potions and revive cakes. So the secret is, in my opinion, stop doing whatever you're doing when it comes to healing. You can buy potions from the store, like the in-game store. Roughly where are you at? Are you in the harbor yet? You probably should be, right? But yeah, the secret is hirelings. So, if I remember right, you said you're level 3. So, out here in the harbor, over here, there's Grudug Meat Hands discount hirelings. And there's 2 secrets to the hirelings. One, if you get to level 3, you don't have to do the quests anymore, because you can get Frenzy. Frenzy is like this insane little level 3 barbarian that'll carry you really heavily for quite a while. Or you can get Ellery Thistledown, who is one of my favorite NPCs in the game. Now, the big secret to Ellery, right? The big secret. No, is the DDO market down? I don't think it's down, right? No, it's not down. Okay. Yes, the cleric Ellery. So the reason that Ellery is so good is because in this $9.99 package over here through the previous expansion, you can get what's called the starter pack. And in this starter pack, you're going to get Catacombs, which is roughly I think a $2.50 or $3 value. It's a very good buy for the thing. You're going to get 250 points. So that's another like $2 value. You're going to get 5 excellent elixirs of experience, which is around a $15 value. Right? But most importantly, you're going to get a permanent gold seal hireling Ellery. So, you may notice that down here on my bar, I have this level 3 Ellery. And sometimes she's been my only healer. Even to the as early as last level. Okay? So you can purchase this one time and have it on every single server. Right? You'll get one for every server. Not one for every character, one for every server. Or you can come over here and buy a copy of her with platinum out here in the marketplace, or out here in the harbor. Level 3 cleric Ellery Thistledown. Now the reason why Ellery is so good, let me literally go into any quest. the Gold Seal version in particular, although the non-Gold Seal version is also very good.
The hunt begins anew.
Okay? But the reason why the Gold Seal Ellery, in my opinion, is the best $10 in DDO is not only can you summon her at the beginning of the quest, whatever, but because she's a Gold Seal hireling, she can be summoned, dismissed, and resummoned 5 minutes later anywhere in the dungeon. Okay? The reason that in particular that makes her so great, not only does she do a pretty reasonable heal for level 3, but she also has what's known as Cleric Divine Vitality 1, which means that if you spend a bunch of mana, if you set them for attack mode, they will heal you automatically. Below, they each have a different threshold, but it's around 50%. Around 50%, then they'll throw a heal on you, give or take. Some are a little higher, some are a little lower, but it's approximate. But you can see how my mana bar is down to 855 instead of 900. They have this ability, Divine Vitality, that I can order her to do, and you'll notice I get 18 mana back. 19 mana back. 18. So you can heal your mana bar back as well as your hit points. So I'm going to tell her to stand still. Have these guys whack me for a little bit. They will eventually hit me. We're not going to take enough damage quick enough in here to demonstrate. But they will heal you. There's some tricks to hirelings, and it's a little bit weird. At level 4, the hirelings are located in the marketplace, the marketplace. So that's the only place you can get the level 3 hirelings outside and lower. Outside of Korthos Island, you can get the level 1s in Korthos. But he's the only place you can get the level 2s and the level 3s. However, if you come over here to the harbor, or the marketplace, you'll see that there's a couple of different guys that have level 4 to 6, 7 to 10, 11 to 13, etc., etc., etc. Over here at the level 4 range, you can pick up different ones. I actually like the Favored Souls generally over everything, unless you're a spellcaster and the cleric has Divine Vitality. That being said, I'm also a big fan of the Paladins, because the Paladins will get Lay on Hands, and in my experience, I don't need more than one big heal. Like, I just need one heal. So having somebody who can fight and do stuff with you, even if they're not great, is still better than not. Without cleric, my heal process is cursed. Yeah, you'll be fine. Like I said, just get a cleric, get a hireling cleric, put them in attack mode. Now keep in mind that means that they will also run around and do crazy stuff. If you're not careful, or you can just park them further away, bring them to you, and command them to heal you as needed. That is typically what I do. I typically just command them to heal me as I need, but I understand people doing it the other way. Once you've joined a guild that's a little bit higher level, you have some other options for hirelings. You can pick them up from the guild vendor in House Kandaric. Or you can, depending on your guild, or you're invited to a bigger guild airship, you can get them from the guild airship. So, like, you have some options for doing things, for getting hirelings. I like hirelings. Again, I pretty much always keep one. And I'd recommend it. I'd recommend having some sort of hireling with you. Certain ones are bad, and you just shouldn't get them. Like, I think Haystack is bad. I don't like Haystack. But most of them are pretty good. Otherwise. Order of Awesome. Ellery's the best. Then Durham. Then probably Laura Faye. You gotta be careful because she uses her mana to kill monsters. But everyone develops their own favorite. Alright, let's do like one or two more quests here, and we'll probably have to call it a stream. I'm definitely getting hungry. Time to break fast. There's one that spams Flame Strike and uses up mana. That's Laura Faye. Again, I am of the mind most of the time that I want my hirelings to be out there killing monsters with me, because it increases my DPS for plat. And in my mind, generally changing plat into damage is good. They don't all have a raise. But just because they're not a cleric or a favored soul doesn't mean that they don't have a raise. So some of the bards will have raises. Some of them do not. Some of them do. Some of the... I think there's a paladin that has a raise as well. I don't remember which one it is. If you need a D-door, there's a fighter that has a D-door SLA. Yeah, there's... Oh, look at that damage. Look at that damage. Going to town. Oh, yes. This is what I was waiting for. Michael the Pious. That's correct. So, like, the hirelings offer up a wide range of perks for people, for those who are willing to use them. That being said, a lot of people don't like them. The AI is not great. You typically spend as much time healing your hirelings heal you. They can be really hit or miss. So different hirelings have quote-unquote different personalities. Some of them are really great. Some of them are kind of meh. We're gonna need more action boosts. We're not going to get through the quest with the number of action boosts we have. So, is there low-hanging action or low-hanging fruit elsewhere? Some action boosts. It's not a racial action boost. There's this. This seems bad, but maybe now at level 18 it's okay. See, like, he just ran in here, aggroed these mobs, and ran away. I don't know why. You can use hireling. You can buy hirelings with the points, but they're not permanent. The permanent ones come from pre-orders or that starter kit. That is all. So if you use your points on one, they're gonna last an hour of use time. But they're gold seal, so you can use them any place in the quest. Yeah, we're just getting that bad lag again. Yeah, this will probably be the last one. I need to find out if resetting the client will kind of clean up the lag, or if it's not related to that. Oh yes, big boost, all the way to 114. I'll take that. That is super sweet. How dare you? Unless you really need help for, like, in your middle of the quest and you really need help, I would not turn to the Gold Seal hirelings very often. From the store, you could get some of the pre-order ones. Again, that's part of the reason I do recommend some slightly more expensive bundles, because again, having these Gold Seal hirelings and stuff like that really does make a big difference. In fact, one of the things that I will be doing soon is putting in another ticket, because my owlbears one of my owlbears is destroyed. I would like my owlbear pet back. It's the downside of this guy. Oh, I should have released my rage and stuff beforehand. Yes. So if you get the starter pack, it is a Gold Seal permanent hireling. So, unlike some of the other ones, she merges a couple of the statuses together. So by being Gold Seal basically means that you don't have to be near the door to summon it. If you would really like to see a situation where Ellery saved my bacon, like if you have time and you want to see a massive bacon saving, What's the name of that quest? You may notice the time on these videos are like, they vary a little bit between 10 minutes, and some of them go as high as an hour, depending on what quest and what build. There's one here that is disturbingly long. Ah, here it is. It does say optional. Road least traveled, search and rescue, High Priest optional. This thing is almost 2 hours long. Okay? Now, the reason why this shows off how great Ellery is it turns out there's a secret optional that's like 10,000 years long. Okay? And what ended up happening in several of these places was, you may notice back here, right? I'm very wounded. Make this full screen so people can see what's going on. And I know it's really blurry on my side, and I apologize, but I'm really wounded. Ellery's not here. So what I was doing was I was summoning Ellery, having her use her divine vitalities on Durham, right? And then, so she would burn all of her mana, or her ability to give mana, heal us up, and then I would dismiss her. And then, after 5 minutes, she would reset and I'd be able to summon her back and then have her repeat. So that's one of the things that you can do with the Ellery that's kind of different. Another thing that you can do if you're really, really hurting for mana, like you already shrined, you can have 2 golds. You can have as many gold seal hirelings as you want, but you can only have 1 regular hireling. That's the other perk of a gold seal. But hirelings can use shrines. So Ellery, say that she's been around a little bit, right? You can, or say you don't have her, but you need the mana from the shrine, but you already shrined. So what you can do is summon Ellery, have her give you your DBs, have her shrine, and then dismiss her after she has used the shrine and given you the DBs, healing, whatever. Dismiss her, wait 5 more minutes, summon her back, have her get your DBs and stuff, have her shrine again because it's a new Ellery. So it's a way to get mana back or hit points or whatever in a situation where you don't want to give up the quest and just like come back to it or something. It's very good. Again, Ellery, in my opinion, is probably the best $10 in DDO. Outside of content. It probably goes Sharn, Ellery, or sorry, not Sharn, Ravenloft, Ellery, Sharn, everything else. Epic Destinies, everything else. If I were to order the best values in DDO. That is how high I place her. You can go backwards through the streams. It happened yesterday even. I ran off and was doing quests without a hireling. And I was like, ah, it's fine. I'll be fine. And I got to the point where I almost died. And I had to like run away to safety. Blood Ellery. Correct. I didn't want to blow too much of people's minds, but that is a good tip as well, Geezer Hermit. Currently on Serlona, I have 3 Ellerys. 4 Ellerys. All of the hardcore server Ellerys have transferred to Serlona. Thus far. Yeah, 4 of them. So Java's got 1. The previous hardcore server Samus has got 1. And I don't know which of the other Samuses has got it. Probably it's probably still on the hardcore season 1 Samus, I guess.
You'll need a key to get in. You unlock the door using the key to the manager's office.
That's the wrong one. Yep. Yeah, that Ellery's an insane value. Just if $10 is not a game-breaking thing for you, then you should drop it on the Ellery pack. Also, keep in mind, I guess it was on sale for $1 some time ago. Correct. Hardcore server characters can transfer off of the hardcore to whatever server they would like when the server is done.
Radiant Idol calls out to you as he climbs aboard the sky coach. This isn't a joke. Just
So I've currently brought most of my characters home to Sarlona. I will probably at some point consider transferring characters to other servers, but for now things are just going to Sarlona. Where'd that other guy go? Are you fog down there?
With the battle won, you search the sky coach dock and immediately spot the notebook you've been looking for. Surely it contains evidence that will incriminate Vaughn.
Alright. Well, unfortunately, everybody, we're going to have to probably call it an afternoon right here, or a morning right here. I hope you guys had a good time. I ask if you are not already following the channel, that you please do me a favor and hit that follow button. It really does make a big deal. There's somebody else streaming. A couple other people streaming. Oh, Sig is streaming on DDO stream. Perfect. We'll be able to raid Sig. So I really do appreciate it if you guys would hit that button. If you can support the stream by going over to the YouTube channel and hitting the subscribe button on YouTube, which is like following on Twitch, that's also a big help. I'd really appreciate that as well. It's a great way to help us out for free. And it does make a big difference. I'm trying to get that to the 1,000 subscriber mark so I can monetize my YouTube channel. And I would really appreciate that. And of course, last but not least, if you do have $1 or $2 that you can kick my direction, patreon.com/Samus is the best way to do that. You get similar perks as being Twitch people. You don't get the emotes, but you get a lot of the other perks, the voting rights and stuff like that, based off of different tiers. And the great thing about that is 95% of that money goes to your Patreon. In this case, it would be me, but to the other DDO streamers that have Patreons as well. So please consider helping us out like that. But of course, the most important and the best way to help us out is to be here and provide interaction in the chat so I can run my mouth at you. Alright, everybody, I'm going to send you over to DDO Stream and Sig. Peace and much love. And look for us as a bonus stream probably tomorrow and then possibly even on Sunday. Toodles, everyone.